So it looks like we have our full complement of interns. We're going to have some people dropping in and dropping out as the day goes on. Oh, and I see a few more people.
You want to have
Excellent. No, this is, where are we?
Here, so you can see everybody.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for introducing me to gallery view. All right. Well, first off, officially starting the meeting. This is my imaginary gavel. And thank you for being here. So can we just go through once through? I want to just introduce myself. My name is Leon. I'm the co-founder along with Yuan of the House of Good Deeds. We have several people who are here, members of the leadership team, including Glenn, Patrizia, and we've got Tracy Barber, who handles our administration. We have a bunch of awesome volunteers, and we have a bunch of interns who will be working with us this semester. So I wanted to give Glenn, Patrizia, and Tracy Barber the chance just to say hi and who they are and what they do. I'm going to give a quick rundown of the House of Good Deeds for those who don't know, or who might be watching, following along from home later. And then wanted to catch people up on what we've been up to lately, talk about the interns and give them the chance to introduce themselves and what they're doing. And then kind of open it up and see what kind of ideas people have, because we have a lot of opportunities right now to make the city and the world more awesome. And I'm really glad each of you are going to help us make that happen. So Glenn, you're chronologically the first one on the call. So we're going to have you introduce yourself and take it away, Glimmer.
Hi, my name is Glenn Zimmerman. I am not only a volunteer with the House of Good Deeds, but I'm also its accountant and bookkeeper. And it's great to be joining this meeting and meeting new faces here.
Awesome.
Next.
Oh, okay. All right, so my name is Miriam Greenfield. I volunteer with House of Good Deeds. I also have volunteered all over the world. I just like to help out. Yeah, I don't know, it's nice. All right, next.
Let's go. I'll just point it out, Patrizia.
All right, hi, my name is Patrizia. Nice to meet you meet the new people here, and happy to see the faces that I'm familiar with. I'm been in the House of Good Deeds since the day one. I'm very proud and happy and grateful to be part of the organizers, and I do take care of the donation that we received, and I run our giveaways. A giveaway every month, and now this beautiful collaboration that we're having with AFI. We growing very much, very happy, and basically I'm all over the place all the time.
Let's see, I'm skipping the interns, nothing personal. Kyle, Reverend Kyle, go for it.
Hi, not sure what to say. I was trying to figure out, have I known you 15 years?
I think it's got to be more than that.
20 maybe, yeah, in the scene. But yeah, no, I'm part of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, which is an order of queer nuns, and we're a nonprofit as well. And I would love to have us come down sometime and volunteer at one of your events. I just need a head notice. So let's talk about, well, I'll listen to about what your schedule is, upcoming events.
Okay, excellent. And I love the idea that you guys are a non-profit.
Yeah.
JD, just give a quick hi.
Hi, I'm Jill. You guys know me. I volunteered a bunch. I kind of do similar like giveaway swap type events too. I just had one yesterday. And I'm trying to like work towards starting a not-for-profit for like food pantry and clothing donations, churches and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's like a goal for me. And yeah, I'm happy to help out here.
Excellent. I have no idea if everyone's in the same order, so I'm just going to go by mine. Ilya?
Brian.
No, it was
Did you
Skippy.
wait? Who did you say?
I just asked for Ilya, although I don't know if Ilya is actually paying attention. And if not, we can always skip Ilya and jump to Tracy Massey. Oh, Tracy's muted. There she goes.
Hi, my name is Tracy. I started House of Good Deeds in June, and this is what I always wanted to do. I always want to be part of a charity to help people because I love helping people. And when I started it with them, this was like a joy to me because I get to go out and meet different people, different culture, different stuff, different things. So it's a pleasure being on board. Thank you.
Definitely a pleasure having you, Tracy. Let's go to Tracy part 2. There's not one better than the other, but let's just go with Tracy Barber, who is also part of the leadership team as our operations admin.
Hi, everybody. It's Tracy Tracy Barber. I'm not a little under the weather today, so I apologize for not being on video, not feeling totally presentable. But I am the operations admin, a volunteer with House of Good Deeds. I've been working on the newsletter since we started it last year. I've also been working with our interns to help them with their projects, which has been really fun and exciting. And they're all great people. And I also do some help coordinating with the volunteers for the giveaways, as Tracy and some of the other volunteers know, Jill and so on. Thanks for having.
Okay, Ilya, looks like you're back alive. You want to just give a quick hello and tell us who you are? But you got to unmute yourself. And by the way, if you're not speaking, including us, we should probably mute ourselves just because it chops up the audio for everyone else.
Ilya, you muted. We can't hear you.
I'm looking at it. Oddly enough, Ilya works in a computer tech store, so you'd think he'd be able to figure this out.
I know. I'm not really familiar with the Zoom meetings, but yes, Ilya here, Ilya Drugov, your behavior. I participate in a few giveaways, and I want to participate in some more. So I know there's one coming up, and I hope we're going to discuss that one.
Excellent. I want to make sure we get to Julia, Michael. We have a bunch more people jumping on. So for the sake of time and everyone watching at home, I'm going to reward the people that actually showed up close to on time. So Julia, you want to jump on with a quick hello?
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm a volunteer.
That was a very quick hello. Well done. All right. And before I get to, I think those are the key people. Adam, great to see you, by the way. And KC, thank you both. So what I'm going to do is just give a quick rundown of the history of the House of Good Deeds for those who may not know. I'm not going to take up too much time, but I guess it's important. The House of Good Deeds was founded by myself and my fiance and then wife, Yuan. She wound up developing terminal cancer 2 days after our engagement, or at least we found out about it. And we were completely overwhelmed. And as soon as we made one post on Facebook, we were completely overwhelmed by the support that we received from around the world, honestly. People raised tens of thousands of dollars for her medical care. They used their personal contacts to get her from Bellevue, which was the hospital that said they wouldn't even treat her beyond palliative care, into Memorial Sloan Kettering, which agreed to start chemotherapy. People reached out to other people that they'd worked with or that they knew at Chuck Schumer's office and Caroline Maloney's office. She's a U.S. representative, to get her family here from China. Just people planned a wedding in less than 7 days so that we could get married. There's so many things like that people would describe as almost miraculous that happened to make our lives together in her last months on this planet safe and memorable and special. And she and I realized that such amazing things were happening, not due to anything supernatural, but just because people decided to do things And we wanted to share and pay forward that lesson, the value that any one person can make a massive difference in the world if they only try, and the power that people have working together to do almost anything. So that is how we started. She passed away, unfortunately, in March of 2017, so almost exactly 4 years ago. Our first House of Good Deeds official event was giving away for free all of her clothing and everything else she owned. And every month since, every single month, we've done something since. Whether it's our, I guess we're most well known for our Good Deeds giveaway, where we collect clothing, shoes, housewares, food, and everything, and give it all away for free. We also do neighborhood beautification projects. We do blood drives. We collect bicycle helmets once a year and give them out for free at city bike stations. We try to enable and encourage everyone to practice altruism, not as a once a year or special occasion thing, but as part of their everyday lives. It was something that was important to Juan, and it's something which is important to me. And I've been very proud to watch it develop over the last 4 years into what is honestly one of New York's most amazing volunteer-run organizations, because every one of us here is volunteering our time to do something to make the world better. So I applaud you, even if all you're doing is being on the call, because that's a start. I do want to introduce our interns. We have 5 of them, and they're all on the call. So I promised each of them I would give them 60 seconds each to run down who they are, what they do, what they've been doing, and what they're going to be doing over the next who knows how long. So let's start clockwise with Ryan Davis, he of the awesome hair.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ryan. I currently reside in Montana. I'm attending the University of Montana, pursuing my MBA and MSBA. But I've greatly enjoyed my short time here working with and meeting some more altruists. So thanks to Leon, Tracy, and the whole team for introducing me to this community. But I'm an organizational outreach intern, so I've been trying to formulate some partnerships, and some of those partnerships I've helped facilitate include Aaron McKenna's Bakery. They make fabulous gluten-free, vegan sweets, and Billy's Bakery. They're also very active in supporting the New York City community. Both of them have helped make our Good Deeds giveaway a great success, so big thanks to them and their continued support. We also have an exciting partnership with Be Kind NYC, and we've been working closely with Lisa Mejos at Be Kind, and we hope to bring some projects to the community in the near future, including one of their visions. It's a day of wellness, featuring like free city bike, club rides, yoga, Zumba, snacks, and some more. And this is just one of the many projects that we're working on and hope to bring to community. So if you have any ideas or how to improve the day of wellness or any event for that matter, I would greatly appreciate it and welcome all ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. That's fantastic. How about Taylor? Taylor Disco, with the amazingly named Taylor Disco. She can do it.
Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be on the call and to get to hear about all of you. My name is Taylor Disco. I study urban planning at NYU, and I am the PR and marketing intern, one of them. This year, I've really gotten the opportunity to research different media outlets, different newspapers that we can reach out to that could promote and amplify what the House of Good Deeds has done and will continue to do. Projects currently that I'm working on are a spin-off on the Humans of New York, more like sharing nonprofits of New York and amplifying their voices, and in turn, hopefully encouraging the community to continue to volunteer, to continue to do activities out in the community, and eventually volunteer with the House of Good Deeds if they haven't heard about the organization before. It's really been a blessing to be a part of the organization, and I look forward to the projects to come. Thank you for this opportunity.
Excellent. Thank you, Taylor. Definitely a pleasure having you. Looks like chronologically next, we've got Kiana, also coming us from out of the state. Kiana, say hi and tell us what you're up to.
Hello, my name is Kiana Nesbitt. Sorry about my background. I'm at work right now. I'm from a really small town in Kentucky. It's Marion, Kentucky. And I am one of the other PR and marketing interns for this semester. One of the projects that I'm working on is for our expansion. You know, we want, one of the goals that Leon and I talked about was how we wanted to expand the House of Good Deeds. And the project that I'm working on is called a social media takeover. And it is with City Harvest. Hopefully, we've got our fingers crossed. We're working on getting all of that set up for them, and I'm looking forward to working on that.
Excellent. Thank you, Kiana. Thank you for sticking to the 60 seconds. I've got our next in order, looks like Takia. Takia, say hi, unmute yourself, and tell us about you.
Hi, so as you already know, my name is Takia. I'm currently a junior at State College, and I'm working towards earning my Bachelor of Science degree in psychology with a minor in computer science. I'm the House of Good Deeds website admin and editor intern. My job intakes updating the website, overseeing the website layout, checking the content for accuracy, while also helping with the newsletters team create monthly announcements. I'm currently working with Tracy Barber to develop improvements throughout our site.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. And last but definitely not least, Caleb, unmute yourself, introduce yourself. What have you been up to? What are you doing?
Hello all, my name is Caleb. I've been an organizational outreach intern with the House of Good Deeds since February of this year. Thus far, I worked on projects in regards to reaching out to different organizations to see if they're willing to either contribute in donations or collaborate with other events. Most notably, however, recently we just started sending out our Everyday Altruist column on a bi-weekly basis, in which we send out articles, quotes that inspire, altruistic activity, as well as a video of some sort, which is designed to inspire the same sort of sentiments. Currently, in the future, I hope to help Leon to perhaps spread the message of altruism on the platform of some sort of TEDx talk. I'm still in contact with some folks who are trying to make that happen, as well as trying to make specifically, because many of our events have been held in Flushing, that the people of Flushing may know the House of Good Deeds in the same way any of us may know a local store or individual who is, charitable and gives much to their community. It would become something that is very commonplace, specifically in Flushing. And I yield my time.
Nice.
The gentleman from New York reserves his time. All right, so those are our interns. I just wanted to give everyone who's volunteering or interested in volunteering with us a chance to work with us, because we do our best to empower our volunteers as much as possible. That involves not just the people who are formal interns, but also the people that have ideas, that want to do things on their own, that want to come up with ideas that we can work with other organizations on. So one of the things that I'm going to ask each of you to do is, if you have any ideas for anything that has come up so far, I've seen a few of you doing it already, but if anyone has any ideas that they want to formally put into the chat, please do so. Just type them in. I see there's about 5 messages there now. Just as this meeting goes on for the next hour, just if you think of anything cool, or if somebody says something that triggers something, oh, maybe I know a connection, or I know somebody that works at Morgan Stanley, or that works at a big company that is always looking to do things for the community, or I know somebody that has block grants. Probably the most useful thing each of you can do is come up with your own ideas and help us grow by taking the lead on some kind of project. Like I said, you don't need to have a title. You just need to have an idea. I just came up with that. I'm very proud of that. So according to the agenda, I'm supposed to be talking about the developments we've had over the last year since the pandemic. And to be honest, it's not as important as what we're going to be doing the rest of the year and going forward. For those of you who've been paying attention, and if you're not, you can just look at Instagram or Facebook. We've grown a lot. Since the pandemic started, we've really increased rescue. We do food rescue from businesses and restaurants and stores that are going out of business. Unfortunately, there were a lot of those. We rescued literally many tons of food in particular. So we've actually developed partnerships with City Harvest and Rescuing Leftover Cuisine and some of the other larger organizations that specialize in different areas. We actually spawned an organization called Feed the Freelancers. We got some people involved from a group. They're like, hey, this is a great idea. Why don't we try to help the people that we already work with? Because they were freelancers in the entertainment and movie industry. And they now have their own 501c3, and we are like the proud parent organization of that group. So that kind of feels kind of awesome. If you're not familiar with them, you can Google them. We have, as Ryan, I believe, first mentioned, a great, or Caleb both mentioned, a great partnership with AFI, which is the Asian Americans for Equality. They have given us some space down on in both the Chinatown, Manhattan, and the Flushing Chinatown that they own. They've let us use those spaces. We've had some amazing events. I believe one of their, in fact, there she is. Emily just showed up. In a minute. Actually, you know what? This is a good time as any. Emily, if it's okay with you, I just want to give you the chance to introduce yourself and talk about AFI, because you could do a much better job than I could.
Listen, I apologize for joining late, and I apologize. I'm eating a slice of pizza. It's been a very crazy weekend. So thank you, everyone, and nice to meet you. It's been a pleasure. AFI joined and partnered with House of Good Deeds around 4 months ago. And it was really just a perfect fit. We have empty space, they have inventory. We have lots of community members that need things, particularly during this pandemic. And so what we've been doing together are a series of monthly free markets. It's been great. The community has been very, very happy, and it's really generated a lot of volunteerism from all walks. So it's been really wonderful. AFI is a 45-year organization. We're a nonprofit that's centered on community development, and so we operate all throughout the city. But our primary offices that we have locations in are in Flushing, in Chinatown, Lower East Side, and in Jackson Heights, Queens. And we do everything you could think of in terms of what community needs, right? We're a micro lender to support small immigrants to start businesses. We also support immigrants to get their first mortgages. Typically, regular banking systems exclude, or they make the regulations so difficult that a lot of the immigrants are excluded. And so we've been doing that from our inception. Also, we oversee and develop a lot of low-income housing. We've developed over 1,000 units in the last few years. And most recently, we have a new development in Alphabet City, which is 45 units of low-income housing that we are going to be doing a housing lottery very soon to select folks to move in. And our buildings are beautiful. I mean, they look like luxury apartments, you know, and we try to keep the integrity of it so that folks can live low income, but with lots of dignity, high-end service. There's a concierge, there's a community garden, rooftop garden. And so, you know, we try to do this work really well and show that when developers are not driven by a profit, that the work can still be done really well. And then our community services are the frontline folks that have a lot of face-to-face work with people. We work with folks that need help with benefits, entitlements, immigration, and we do a lot of housing advocacy. Working with communities to organize their buildings against predatory landlords, helping them to also report unfair housing practices, in addition to giving access and workshops to folks to get into the housing lottery and be a candidate for affordable housing. We help folks also access benefits to getting housing, either rent reductions or housing benefits that they may not otherwise know they qualify for. So we do a little bit of everything. And, you know, as Leon mentioned, the pandemic really threw us for a loop. We've had to really pivot and do a lot of mutual aid work in addition to the work that we're already doing. And that's just to kind of keep the community afloat. But it's been great to be able to do it with partners. It's hard to do this work alone. So it's been a great relationship, and I hope to meet you all at one of our events or in person at some point.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Just for our sake, for our feedback to that, it's been amazing working with AFI. We do work extremely well together in terms of resources that we have and that they have. So we're very appreciative. Two of the upcoming events that we're going to be doing, or two of the upcoming things that we're going to be partnering with AFI are actually later this month. There's an event at 2 Allen, which is like the temporary space we've been using for storage and giveaways. And then the next day, which is Saturday, the 24th, the next day is Saturday, the 25th, Sunday, the 25th. We're going to be providing materials for AFI to run another Good Deeds giveaway in Jackson Heights for that community. So we keep getting more and more and more publicity, which means we keep getting more and more and more donations offered to us. And we are doing our best to make sure there's no bottlenecks and making sure that we have as much coming in as possible, but also as much going out as possible. And AFI has been amazing for that. Another great thing that AFI, two other things that AFI has been helping us with. One is they've given us this space at 2 Allen, but it looks like for the next year, at least for the remainder of 2021, they'll be letting us use what used to be a senior center on Norfolk Street. And we are already planning a lot of upcoming events, not just the Good Deeds giveaways, but also maybe the wellness market Ryan was talking about, as well as a bunch of other community type spaces. The senior centers aren't exactly being in use these days, and it's really amazing that AFI trusts us enough and that we work well enough together to let us actually build out the space and maybe use it for more than just a once a month thing. We'd like to create something that is of value every day to the community, and I think that's something we're both interested in. The other thing that they're working with us on, and the next thing on the agenda, is Flying Tiger. Flying Tiger, for those of you who don't know, is a very kitschy kind of European company that just went out of business in the States, and they had tons of inventory that was left over in their stores, and a bunch of a bunch of House of Good Deeds volunteers drove all over Brooklyn, Long Island, Manhattan, and New Jersey, picking up truckloads of all this stuff that we had left over. We currently have it stored at 2 Allen, but I think we're going to be working with AFI to turn a neighboring property on 1 Pike into a short-term temporary fundraising opportunity, so we can, raise a little bit of money and give people bags and be like, here you go, fill up whatever you want with all this great kitschy stuff. We're not sure on all the details, but that looks like that's going to happen over the next month or two. So kind of excited about that. That's a good intro. Yes.
What kind of, your mic cut out, what kind of stuff were they giving?
Oh, yeah, I saw unstable internet. Usually it's me that's unstable. The House of Good Deeds does, the Flying Tiger, they sold affordable, kitschy kind of houseware goods, everything from like office supplies to personal care products to toys and games to, office supply. Everything's like $5 to $30. And yeah, and they're so they gave us, we have boxes upon boxes. We've already given tons of it away. For example, 3 Kings, we gave Emily and the House of Good Deeds tons of just, almost all the toys and games that we had available for them. But we still have a lot available, and we're going to try to do a little bit of a fundraiser so people who want to support what we do can take bags of this stuff home with them, and hopefully we'll cycle through a lot of it. It'll help us move out of 2 Allen and also raise some money for the charity. So that's good. As most of you know, we don't usually sell things. We give as much as we can away, and all the money that comes in hopefully will be from grants. You'll notice that out of our interns, we don't have a grant writer. That's something we're looking to fix ASAP. If any of you know anyone that is willing and able to write grants for us, that would be amazeballs, because we certainly qualify for them. We just need to find somebody who has the time and the ability to write them. That's one. Secondly, well, anyway, that's Flying Tiger. I hope I caught everyone up on that. Yeah. Oh yeah, and of course the rest is just donations from people. If anyone feels like donating or wants to spread our fundraiser, we have a hey, it's Leon's birthday. Why not donate to the House of Good Deeds on Facebook? So feel free to do that. All right, so just really quickly, La Jornada is an organization that we actually met through AFI. They do a lot of food giveaways and a lot of community services. So we're going to do our best to partner with them to help as many people as possible. I just want to give a shout out. Billy's Bakery and Aaron McKenna's have already been mentioned by Ryan because he helped organize their bakery donations. But we also do pickups from Trader Joe's, Levon Bakery, and a few others, Zaro's, Bread's Bakery sometimes gives us stuff. So it's just really nice to know that there are organizations, for-profit companies, that are interested in avoiding waste and being sustainable. So that's important to us. Which brings us actually to the Sustainable Showroom on the Upper East Side, which is conveniently a joint venture between the House of Good Deeds and Deliver Your Style. And the lovely lady sitting next to me can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, we combine the two, trying to empower people through style, through their wearing and avoiding waste, and try to raise money for the charity. So last summer, like some burners friends, they rent the space Leon's studio for a couple of weeks, and they were supposed to be stay more than 2 weeks, but they actually donated the money to the House of Good Deeds to do something with the space. So I basically converted it in a showroom, and we've been putting on the side items that are barely used, new with tags. For all these 4 years, 98% of the items goes to the community need, and those 2% or even less that we've been selecting, I personally selected them to put together looks for clients and try to raise money for the charity. So that's what I'm doing in the studio. There is a showroom right now in the Upper East Side. I do by appointment only. I invite people there, and I give a special service. I treat them in a most unique way, and they are happy. And we've been doing this. And it's been a little challenging because of the obviously COVID time, but try to attract as many people as possible. And I'm actually having some help from Taylor and Tracy, the two Tracy right now. Tracy, remember the last name?
Barber? Ray?
No,
Ray?
Yeah, no, Tracy Red. Thank you, my dear. Yes, thank you. Every other week, once a week, to give me some help and some support, because there is a lot to do. And finally, I listened to Leon and said, ask us for some help, and we've been putting together a lot for people. And then when they come, they have a very nice space. And Taylor also, with Tracy Red, they are trying to help me to reach targets.
I think you guys cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you froze.
Yeah, the short version is that we are trying to put together reach targets to invite more people, as many people as possible. And we will be soon sending boxes to people, styling personalized boxes.
All right, so in terms of volunteering, one of the things you can do, whoever you are, we definitely need volunteers to help with the newsletter, but we also need volunteers to help with pretty much everything. So if you haven't, please put some ideas down in the chat room. Please email a volunteer at House of Good Deeds. If you don't have an idea, but you just want to help, that's wonderful. We'd love to find something for you to do. The upcoming events is the next thing on the agenda. We have our next Good Deeds giveaway at 2 Allen Street on the 24th. And as I mentioned, AFI is
organizing one. We're providing the materials, but it's going to be in Jackson Heights on the 25th. We're going to need people to help sort for both events. We're going to need people to help give out postcards and promote it. One of the other things that we would love for each of you to do is tell other people about the House of Good Deeds. If you, as I mentioned, have ideas, you can volunteer themselves, but if you want to donate, if you have resources with money, we'd love them. Not all of it, just some of it. We also have, if you have time to offer a skill that you have, we'd love that. Basically, whatever you have to offer, please offer it. And if there's anything that you need, we want to encourage everybody to give, but we also want to encourage everyone to take. So if there's something that we can do for you, please let us know. So before you do another big ticket item, before you buy a bed or an air conditioner or a fan, it's quite likely someone somewhere has already offered us one, and it makes us very happy to connect people. And one of the things that we tell people is please take as much as you need. Just make sure that you pay it forward somewhere else. I also wanted to make sure we got the chance to open up to other ideas for events. We had a schedule, like a tentative schedule worked out for 2020, which did not happen. A lot of really good ideas from people that had skills. For example, we had somebody that was going to teach a knife skill set because they were a chef, and they were going to teach people in person how to make knives, how to use knives and cut things and make sushi or whatever it is that you do with knives. That didn't happen. Somebody else offered to lead a class on beer making. Also, it didn't happen, but with the pandemic winding down, at least in New York, with people getting vaccinated, we can start thinking about doing and planning in-person events again as well. And that's really important to our sense of community, because we don't just want to help people, we want to help people. And some of those things that each of you do, for example, Miriam and Kyle, if you guys want to co-lead a class on knitting and crocheting, that would be awesome. I'm sure there's tons of people that would jump. Hell, I'd like to learn that. We get donated like yarn all the time. I don't know what to do with it other than give it away. Miriam, would you like some yarn? Okay, all right, Miriam, I'm gonna give you some yarn.
I'm almost out, and yeah.
I've got like 2 big bundles of it.
Oh my gosh, I was like praying this morning. I was like, God, I'm almost out of yarn. Do something, please.
This is what I'm talking about. We get offered all sorts of ridiculous things. We get offered a little ball of yarn, and we get offered like massive rolls of fabric, and we get offered like $20,000 cooking machines. We would love to hear any suggestions that each of you have. Each of you on this call have life experience. You have something to offer, some passion of yours, some skill of yours. And we don't just want you to offer it on our behalf. We want you to teach others. So that really contributes to the idea of, not just helping people, but helping people help people. And that's pretty much what we're all about.
A class on hand sewing, like mending some of the clothes that come in that like have holes or missing a button. I could probably like teach a class on like how to fix it, how to mend it.
That would be awesome. We actually, I'm going to use this opportunity to open up to the group. I see some really good ideas. And also, I know you didn't get a chance to do so, but Adam, I just want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself and explain what Humbler is and briefly, and then just give everyone the chance to talk about anything that they've heard or thought of that they want to share, that they think others could want to hear. So I'm just going to leave it open. I am done with this meeting as far as pointing, and I want you guys to discuss amongst yourselves. I'll let you kick it off, but from there, it's just open forum.
Sure. So, hello, everyone. I'm Adam Ignatowski. I'm the CEO and founder of Humbler.co. We call ourselves the ticket marketplace with heart. So you can think of us like Eventbrite or StubHub, but geared specifically towards nonprofits like House of Good Deeds and other social organizations. So on the platform, you'll see volunteering opportunities as well as different types of classes like comedy shows for a cause. We have a birdhouse making class for a cause on the platform right now. It really runs the gamut. We had a salsa class for a cause. So really, if there's an event that you'd like to host for House of Good Deeds, happy to have House of Good Deeds on the platform, if they charge $50 for a ticket, they get the full $50. What we do is charge a convenience fee on top to the individual. So this way it pays for our processing fee as well as keeps us afloat so we don't go broke, because we all got to make but that being said, we want to make sure that Leon and House of Good Deeds gets all the funding that they need. So our incentives are directly aligned. And then for every event, whether it's in person or not, you'll get QR codes for your event like you would for a ball game or, you know, a concert. And these are specific to your ticket. So, you know, whether it's in person, you can get your ticket scanned, or if it's a volunteering event, this allows you to track your volunteer hours. So if an event's from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., you scan your QR code, you get those full 2 hours of volunteering. And that means you could volunteer across all the organizations on Humbler and really, you know, have that verified hour report that you might need for a university or municipality or whatever you might need that for. So, you know, we just want to make giving back a little bit easier in your community and discover all the awesome organizations like House of Good Deeds.
Thank you. All right, from this point on, I'm listening. I would love to answer any questions anyone has, and I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm new to the group. This is my first time. I think this organization is really awesome. And yeah, so I'm also joining because I wanted to offer free parking to hospital workers on the Upper East Side as a starting place for this idea of free parking for parking buddies in the city. Currently, what's happening as a result of outdoor dining and the pandemic, a lot of hospital workers can't find parking on the Upper East Side before their hospital shift and therefore are late. Or they have to circle super early in the morning at like 6 a.m. just save an hour to find parking. So I'm hoping to pair people together. So for all the residents who need help finding parking and all the commuters coming in, to hopefully a resident is leaving, you know, their building in the morning at, you know, 7 a.m., 8:39 to leave for work. A hospital worker comes, takes their spot. When the hospital worker leaves, they offer that spot back up to the resident who needs that spot, who lives near in that area. So it's like a parking swap system. Currently, it's a manual process, so that's why I can only offer right now in 2 zip codes. But definitely the goal would be to expand eventually. So if you know, if you're a local resident of Upper East Side in the 10021 or 10065, basically like 70s, high 60s on York First Ave in that radius. Thanks, Miriam, for offering to send out an email. That's super helpful. I do have a bunch of hospital workers that signed up already. I'm just looking to pair them with local residents and like match everyone's schedule together based on their needs. So this program works best for, you know, consistent schedules, not really one-off schedules yet, just because it's so new. But eventually, you know, it would be for not just reoccurring parking pairs, but for, you know, one-off time parking. You know, if you're going grocery shopping on Saturday, you have a doctor's appointment, or wherever you're leaving for visiting a friend on the other side of the city, you know, you would have, you know, a way to pair with someone to get quick and easy parking without the hassle or before work. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts about this?
Yes, I do. I think it's a brilliant idea. Thank you so much for putting this together. So first of all, I just want to make sure that it's legal and you don't get in any trouble. I'm not sure if you made the research that, you know, you can kind of reserve the parking spot.
Right, you're completely right. So you can't technically reserve a spot, but there's going to be like parking bylaws as part that everyone participating in the program would be sent out once they're matched with a parking pair. So part of those bylaws is you don't turn on your car until your parking buddy is next to your car. So, you know, a lot of people see the lights on a car, they put their blinker on. So as long as you don't turn on your car before your parking buddy is right near you, then that way you can ensure that only your parking buddy will get the spot and not someone else, because you're right, you can't legally reserve your spot. But by, you know, participating in the program, you know, you would be aware of your parking buddy, you would know their car, you know where they're always usually parked, they would let you know where they parked. So, you know, that way it would easily match people. And also you wouldn't walk to your car with your keys out dangling keys is a sign that you're leaving. So you wouldn't do that either. And there'd just be like a list of like some small rules that you have to follow just to ensure that you can definitely always give away your spot for free and then return, take a spot for free.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a really great point that you bring up. Yeah, because you can't technically reserve any spots. You would basically just create the timing alignment of parking spots in the city.
I shared with you on the group a platform called When to Meet. So When to Meet will be the easiest way for you to coordinate between the parking and the parking people, because people can write their schedule and wherever the colors meet, and people can just log in. I think that can be a good way first, just to make it easy for you. And second, and this is something that I learned from Leon, that, you know, if you know how to reach out to the right people and pitch out your idea, maybe you can talk with someone in the city. And if it's, for example, if your program is only for hospitals and for first responder workers, then they might give you set up a program just for that. You know, so there is ways to be able to make it legal, and just try to think about it in a way that you can pitch it to someone who works in the city, and to just have the framework for it, and they might really support you for it. So even when you do it, because I know a lot of people might be just think about the legality of it and be like, no, and this can be a turnoff for it, when actually I think that this will make the life of the people who are saving people much, much easier. And so it's a good way to think about it. And I hope, you know, Leon might try to see, and if there is a way, you know, if you write to your representative, or if we can connect with someone in the city and talk with them, and if you can be like, you know, this program is only for the hospital workers, for example, and you can then expand to all the hospitals in New York City, then I think this will be wonderful. And hopefully you can, the platform I shared with you will help.
Thank you. The first platform you mentioned, what was the name of it?
I shared it with you. It's called When to Meet. It's on the chat.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. So what exactly, I've never heard of that before. What exactly?
Log on, just open the link. So you, for example, you go, it gives you new event name, and actually we can use this one also for the House of Good Deeds programming scheduling. So you enter the name of the event. I'm not allowed to share my screen, but
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the site right now. Is it only for events, or can I like outreach to people? Because like I have a form already for people to input their schedule on Google Forms, where I'm tracking people's schedule requirements to match people manually. I'm not sure, like, can I reach specific, is this like a posting site to like outreach for people, or is this like, I'm not sure.
No, so this is for outreach. This will make it very easier for you, because it does the matching for you. So all you have to do, if it's you're gonna create the event, and then you send the link of the event of like parking spot to the people, and then it gives you also, you can do it by month or by week, and then you do specific time. For example, you can do that the event will start from 1 a.m. and will end at 11 p.m. And so every person will get it, and then they will write down, they will have to add their name and log in with the name and a password, and then they have to check what time they're available in the time that you selected. And then whenever you have everyone logs in, then you go, for example, on Sunday from 6 to 8, and you can see all the people that match.
Okay, so but it's not sending out to people that are residents on the Upper East Side who have cars.
Hey guys, can I make a suggestion? I love the idea, but can we maybe take, I mean, now that you guys have this idea, maybe I just want to hear from more people. I actually have some ideas for you, Courtney, as well, about, like, for example, if I'm on the Upper East Side and I see a spot, can I do something? But I would love to talk about that a little bit more and maybe hear from other people. And then we can circle back to it if there's time later.
Leon, we also have to, we have Christina Alban, sorry for my pronunciation, they raised their hand, so she would like to present herself and maybe talk with us. Christine?
Yes, hi.
Sorry about that.
Hi, it's Christine, it's the first time. So I am French, I used to volunteer in my country, and I am here in New York now, it's gonna be 9 years. And I miss that so much, to help the people. So what I can help right now, for example, I can teach French. I was also in fashion. That means I can also teach how to sew, how to do pattern, how to do draping. Can also help, like for example, old people, if they need to go, I mean, if they need someone to go to the store for them, or to help them to go to see a doctor, stuff like that. But I also would like to volunteer with you guys, because I see several times, you know, you do that on Facebook, and I said, oh, I would love to be a part of that. So yeah, it's up to you. I do also crochet and knitting and some art with needle felting, painting. So can also help with that. So voila.
I love that we are such a crafty group.
Yep.
What?
Well, I have a new project that I'd like to share with you guys soon. So let's see if it goes through. So I would need some help for sure. Can I just say something? There is Nelson also that I would love him to say something for us, because it's a good part of what we're doing right now with AFI too. Please, Nelson, can you talk?
Oh, hi. I just want to say hi to everyone, and thanks for having me here. AFI has been a partner for the better part of, I guess, this year and late last year. What I do at AFI is a nonprofit organization. I work with Emily, who's also on this call, who runs AFI's community services department there. I head up their real estate department. So, you know, COVID hasn't been very kind to many of us, especially to the Asian community, which is predominantly what AFI and where AFI serves for the better part of the pandemic. And, you know, unfortunately, the Chinese and Chinatown community, they saw and felt the xenophobia and, you know, everything bad that happened earlier before, you know, the city decides to shut down. And arguably, we will be the last to recover from it. So, you know, we do develop affordable rental housing, and we also have a lot of commercial spaces. And, you know, during this time, a lot of commercial spaces, you know, these are mom and pop stores. We don't rent to big boxes. These are, you know, small businesses that we lease to, and unfortunately, many of them are not able to survive during this time. So we do have a lot of vacant spaces, and, you know, during this time, you know, what better way to really utilize a lot of underutilized spaces is to see what the community needs and what organizations out there can utilize the space and do something good with it. And that's how we partnered up with the House of Good Deeds. And, you know, we've had a very strong relationship since, and I would love, super happy to maintain this relationship and keep it going. So, with the help of you folks who are volunteering and just paying it forward, this is, you know, means a lot to us. The giveaways have been very meaningful and means a lot to the communities we serve. We're in Jackson Heights, Flushing, Chinatown, Lower East Side. And we're expanding to places, you know, wherever, you know, folks need help. You know, we do food pantries, giveaways, you name it, we're out there. So thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts. You know, it's been a rough year. It's gonna still be rough, but, you know, every little bit helps, and we really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nelson.
Thanks, Nelson.
I see that we've gone through the agenda and we still have some time left. So I'm just curious, we've talked a little bit about, you know, looks like crafting is very popular, being able to either teach classes or actually do repair work. I know that Patrizia and Deliver Your Style have been working on embellishments with some clothing that would be wearable but needs some repairs in order to be made not just workable but unique. Patrizia, do you want to just give a really quick talk about that? And then I want to get some different ideas that aren't in place yet from the people who are here.
Sure. So we definitely have, we received last year a donation of items that you can use it for embellish and repair some clothes that instead of being thrown in the garbage, we can literally make it unique. The ideas are several, and I'm very excited with this project. And I have the sewing machine ready, and I started with some interns that they would like to help me with this project, and definitely I'm happy to make it more official. So we are saving a lot of items and making them unique. So that's something very, very sustainable. So that's why some help would be very appreciated in that, because so far it's everything on my shoulder and it's kind of heavy, but even though I love it, so then sure, any help would be, you guys can send them my way, would be great.
Yeah, it will be nice. I have also information to give you. I don't know if you heard about Material for the Art, and is one organization. It works with the other organization, and if you need, for example, fabric, thread, zipper, I mean everything, even with art, you just have to call them or to email them, and then you have that for free. They also sometimes have some sewing machine, like professional stuff like that.
We have
they're amazing.
Christina, we have those resources, which is good to have always some more connections, so we can always help them too.
Yeah.
I definitely need somebody that will help me to put their hands and start sewing and embellish with me. So it's that's why you guys even I heard somebody else saying that in the group. So we'll definitely reach out to me and we talk more deeply.
Sure.
Thank you.
Is there anyone that hasn't spoken yet that has some ideas or would like to chime in?
So I would just like to speak. So I teach English as a second language. That's like my calling in life. I absolutely love to teach English. If anybody's interested, I teach on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just reach out to me. And then the only part that I'm having trouble with, I'm pretty nomadic and I have a hotspot that I pay for, and then I teach via Zoom for obvious reasons. I teach via Zoom, and then I would, if somebody could help me out with a Zoom account, that would be awesome. It's just, that's it. And then, oh, and I also teach violin for free if anybody wants violin lessons.
Wow, I love violin. I can help you with the Zoom account, definitely.
Oh, and the sewing, thank you for speaking. And then the sewing, my parents tried very hard to domesticate me. If you need help with sewing or any of that, I would absolutely love to help you.
Amazing, amazing. Definitely, Miranda. And we can exchange. I can give you my account, and we can grow the family. You know, it would be amazing.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Sure. I don't know. I just thought of something. Due to the pandemic, I really have not been involved. And actually, I was so good for like a year and a half. And unfortunately, COVID went around the office 3 times. And on the 3rd time, I got it. Each time different employees, because different employees have gotten it. So I'm recently recovered. So I may not be seeing people in person. But I was wondering, I just saw that they have these New York City buses, vaccine buses, and I'm wondering, maybe we can ask one of the vaccine buses to come at the next giveaway. If that makes sense.
That's something we can try to coordinate. Do you know who runs these vaccine buses? Because I do know that AFI has had a vaccine awareness team that they have tables to try to set up appointments at our Good Deeds giveaways, but to actually have the vaccines there first come, first serve, or however they might do it, I would love to talk to somebody about that.
I feel like, let me try and see. I think it would probably be through a local politician to try, where in the neighborhood and say, listen, we're having a lot of people come in for this giveaway. Can we also get a vaccine bus parked here to help the community?
It's an idea. We like ideas. And I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. Thank you.
No long-term effects from it?
I don't know. I just have like a slight cough, but this is very recent, 2 weeks. So very recent.
How long did it take you from the time you got sick to the time you weren't contagious anymore?
Well, they told me I should stay home. You know, I from HHC, which is the Health and Hospital Corporation, whatever, they told me I should stay home from work, you know, for 2 weeks. And then, you know, whatever, they called me or text me, you know, how are you feeling? Do you have, you know, there were a bunch of symptoms. You have nausea, you have stuffy head, you have this, that, and the other thing. You know, so once I said, you know, no, I'm not stuffy, and, you know, rated it better, worse, whatever, I said better, and then that's it.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better and looking forward to
Thank you.
seeing more of you in person now that you got the antibody yada yada.
I guess so, but, you know, it'll be 3 months. They told me wait 3 months before even booking a vaccine appointment.
Got it.
You know,
all right. Who else have we not yet heard from who has made the time to be here today? Somebody? Anybody?
Casey? Let me see.
Hi, Ilya here. Can I have a—
Yeah, go for it. Before your
Yes,
phone dies, of
I
course.
pulled it up and my phone is down. Unfortunately, I'm away from my charger, but as I said, I'm a big proponent of the right to repair, and I'm pretty good with repairing computers and electronics in general. I work with a ton of computer shops in the city and you know, the other neighborhoods, and I think, you know, working with places like the Fourth Bean, the East Side Ecology, and all you know, other electronics repair and recycling places should be probably very beneficial, and we could also try to bring into the next events. They have their own events, and we should probably collaborate with them and maybe expand our own recycling facilities. We take recycling, you know, batteries recycling, electronics recycling in our shop on Upper East Side, but we could probably bring more places and more people to work with us and find the proper place for toxic waste to, you know, to be properly disposed of, and also find new home for devices that are actually usable. And we see a lot of them, a ton of them, and we try to give away at the shop as many things as we can, but it's not always possible, and a lot of it unfortunately goes to a recycling facility where it gets broken down, and, you know, for precious metals and the rest. So that's kind of thing I was trying to bring up, and hopefully people will join in on that.
All right. Ilya, why don't you send us an email with some of the services that you guys would like our help with and things we can partner with, and we'll come up with something.
Sounds great. We'll do.
I think Diane had something to say, and then Kyle. You're on mute, Diane.
No, I just wanted to say hi, and I'm sorry for coming so late. I was out all day.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, would you
Hi,
like to
and hello
present
to your
yourself,
bird.
Diana? Diana, would you like to present yourself?
Well, I'm in the bathroom now. Yeah. My name is Diane Marrero. I'm a new volunteer. I haven't really volunteered as much, I mean, for the giveaways or anything like that so far. I just met Leon and a few other ladies with a rescue volunteer to help move some things from one place to the storage. So I was able to meet a few people there, and I just wanted to be part of the organization, like as far as volunteering, just to help out, to be able to help others, you know.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, throw yourself back on mute if that's cool. Kyle?
Piggybacking off of what Aya said about electronics. I mean, I have 2 cell phones, like old cell phones laying around that can't be you know, turned in, whatever. But I've heard that you can donate them to like women's shelters or something. So I'd like to, I don't know if anybody has like some kind of old electronics, like something like that to like donate. Maybe we could collect that. But the other thing is somebody whose eyeglasses are so important to me. I know a lot of people who have old eyeglasses laying around that their prescription's not right anymore. And I'd be happy to collect them or whatever, that I've donated them to the Eye and Ear Hospital on 14th Street because there's people who can't afford glasses. And so I just walk them up to the second floor and I give them a bag of glasses. So it's just something that a lot of people have stuff laying around that people need. So, yeah.
Kyle, if we set up a, May is Donate Your Eyes month or something like that, and we set you as the designee to collect eyeglasses or contacts or things that people want to donate, would you agree to do that?
Yeah, it depends how much going around is involved, but maybe even like when you're having an event, maybe we could have like a pail or something that people are all, would a drop off spot or, but I definitely would come and get them and, bring them to where they need to go.
Perfect. That's really all we would ask of you, but you came up with the idea and I just wanted to make sure we could help you see it through. That's a great idea. Do you know whether they also take contacts?
I'm not sure. I mean, contacts have a date that they expire, so I can't imagine that people would either have that laying around too much, but glasses are like, they could be there forever, right?
I guess so. Cool. Thanks, Kyle. Casey, are you there somewhere hiding?
Yes, hello, I am here. Thank you, Leon. Thank you, Patricia. Hello, everyone, and thank you for inviting me to this meeting. This is very informative, and I'm glad I was able to join. So my name is Casey. I am the vice chair for SAVoice.org, which is South Asian American Voice, and I have been in attendance for some of the events that Patricia has put on with the House of Good Deeds. And we did have one event where the borough president and the deputy borough president were in attendance as well in the Flushing area. So what we do at SAVoice is, we help people in terms of doing the PPE, the food giveaway. We're doing all these initiatives for everyone in different socioeconomic areas, as well as, anyone and everyone who's in need of it. So if we are able to co-sponsor any events or have a location, we do have our headquarters in the Jamaica area, we would greatly be willing to work with any organization, or if anybody has any ideas, then we can definitely work together. But you can definitely look us up at SAVoice, SAA voice.org.
Very good. Thanks, Casey, and thanks for joining us. So far we've got the eyeglass donation. We've got maybe trying to see if we can corral the vaccine van, in addition to our regularly scheduled events, which are just the giveaways. Does anyone else want to, if you don't have any other ideas, which we could talk about, we could always use, as I mentioned, volunteers. But one thing we haven't really asked for is drivers. I don't know who here has a vehicle and would be willing to do pickups and drop-offs of donations. We get offered donations in all 5 boroughs and Long Island and New Jersey. So most of the time it's me driving around as much as I can or trying to find recipients directly. If we have anyone that has access to a vehicle, whether you're on the call now or watching this later, please write to us either on Facebook or Instagram, or send the email to volunteer@houseofgooddeeds.org, and let us know that you are interested and able to do a random pickup once a week or a couple times a month or something like that, because that would be very helpful for us. We have places to pick up, we have places to drop off, and we just could really use more. Our bottlenecks tend to be just the space and time that I or Patrizia or any of the other leaders have available. So we'd like to have more people who have skills, including grant writing, including driving, and including maybe organizing events and helping us come up with more efficient ways to do what we do. I know some people, somebody that I met said she does operations logistics, and I'm like, oh, that sounds good, because we do a lot of operations, but they're not always very logical. So if anyone has any other skills or knows of anyone that has skills, we'd love to hear about them. Thanks, Tracy. We also would love if anyone has any contacts from organizations like larger companies that may have grants available, or community block awards or things like that, where they are trying to help local communities but don't know how. Put them in contact with us, and let's see if we can get them to underwrite an opportunity to, you know, we don't mind telling people, hey, Chase Bank or so-and-so bank or this organization is sponsoring, kind of like a little league team. They're sponsoring this pickup, and they're paying for the bags and the pickup materials, and you know, things like that. They're paying for the meal that we're going to treat our volunteers to after it's over, because one of the things that we really have been very successful in doing is getting a lot of items donated. But one of the things that I would like to do more of is show appreciation for the volunteers and for the people that spend so much of their own time working for us. Like, I'm doing it because it matters to me, and I'm so appreciative that it matters to many of you as well. But it's nice to be able to take you guys out for pizza, or it's nice to be able to, you know, to show you that we appreciate somehow. And sometimes we need money for that, or you know, other kinds of donations that we can turn around and give to you guys. Remember, we don't only help poor people. We don't only help, you know, needy people. We don't help people who are disabled or people of a certain color or race. Our goal is to help people. And I often say that if Bill Gates comes to one of our events and says, hey, that's a cool belt buckle, we'd say, that's cool, Bill, take it. There's always going to be somebody more needy. Just take it and find a way to pay it forward somewhere else. And that's what I would like to leave each of you with after this call is, even if you don't think you have money or time or energy or whatever resources you're short on, find a way to make the world better somehow. You know, whatever resources you have, even if it's experiences and a lifetime of bad decisions, you know, you can steer other people a certain way. You can share your experiences, if not your resources. So everyone has something to offer. I would ask each of you to today and tomorrow and every other day, just think of one thing that you weren't going to do, and just do it in a way that doesn't help you at all, but just makes somebody else's life better. Because if we can get other people to do that, and those people can get other people to do that, I just imagine how wonderful the world would be. So that's my final thought. And I want to give each of you the chance to chime in if you haven't had the chance yet. There's no agenda at this point, just wanted to hear other people's thoughts.
That sounds awesome.
So this is Casey, and I'm going to chime in real quick here. I am also a cinematographer, and I have been to these events and filmed them, but I've also done that for Saw Voice. And in filming these events and putting little videos out, we were able to gain more resources and more recognition and be a source for people to reach out to. So it is something that is important, and it is something that works for organizations. So if there's an organization that needs a little video clip or whatnot, I encourage everyone to take pictures and videos, because then you can get more funding or get more resources from other organizations or other groups. So definitely it's something to do. And I did put my information in the chat if somebody wants to reach out or get any more information. I am here and available, and I put my cell phone there as well. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we should unmute everybody and then have a big party. What do you think, Leon? It's great. We had a great meeting.
Yeah, that was really good. Is there anything else that everyone wants to chime in and share or thoughts of? I mean, no agenda, just wanted to hear everyone chime in. So Whatever you got, this is your chance.
Patrizia, how do I get a hold of you for the sewing, for the Zoom?
You can reach out to me. I'm gonna send you my information right now, exactly there, so everybody
Okay,
has.
cool. And then Leon, how do I go about getting the yarn from you? Like where is it?
It is currently in the van. It bounces between Hell's Kitchen and the Upper West Side. Upper East Side. Where are you roughly in the city?
So right now I'm in Jericho, but I mean I'll figure it out. Like I'll get there.
Do you have a car or no?
I don't, but I mean I have a license. I can borrow one.
Okay. Why don't we talk offline and I'll figure out. I mean, my mother still lives in Oceanside, so I can just swing by Jericho or at least nearby when I'm in the neighborhood.
I wanted to mention something. If I can have a moment, Leon.
Yeah, please.
Thanks. Okay, thank you. I've been in touch with an organization called Feeding Pets of the Homeless, and I'm hoping, I would love it if at some point we could become a donation site. I don't know how much access we'll have to Norfolk versus the way it is now, Allen Street, but we could actually become a drop-off point for people who want to donate pet food and stuff. Since pets have been kind of my area of interest. But that's just something I wanted to bring up. They sent me their business card and some, pamphlets and stuff that I can show you next time I see you. I just wanted to mention that's an initiative I'd like to work on if possible.
It's not a done deal yet, but it looks like 111 Norfolk may wind up being suitable, not just for our events. They have an upstairs and a downstairs. And if we do wind up in that space, we might even wind up having regular hours there, where we could have like our interns come, assuming everyone's vaccinated. We could have drop-offs. We could have people like manning it during certain hours to collect donations, to collect pet food, to give things away. I mean, we can use it as our actual address, again, assuming everything works out with AFI. But they've led us to believe that, at least for the rest of this year, we might be able to use that as a relatively permanent-ish location, and we can do things. We can actually do things on a daily basis then.
That's very exciting.
All right, let me just see if there's anyone else on this call that hasn't said things. Let's see. Nope, you've all had a chance to say something. Anyone else before I proceed to officially close the meeting? First off, thank you for being here. Secondly, my mom told me not to invite too many people, but since you guys are on the call at the very, very end, I wanted to let you know that, and I'm sorry, Ryan, but my birthday is coming up May 1st, and that weekend, I am holding a in-person barbecue for anyone who is in the area and either fully vaccinated, mostly vaccinated, or is extremely good with masks to have a barbecue.
Has to be fully vaccinated. Yeah, I'm the one.
Is it? Okay, my mom said fully vaccinated. All right. I wasn't sure if it was fully vaccinated. All right, well, if anyone's gotten fully vaccinated.
Mom, Leonora is just,
Okay, yeah, she's going to be 80 next year, so got to make sure she makes it. All right, well, anyone who's vaccinated by then, you're invited to my birthday party. And you know what, Ryan, if you want to make it, you're invited. Miriam, Jill, Ryan, Patricia, Nelson, Glenn, Diane, and Gila, and whoever else is invisible because I'm not looking at your pictures. I just want to say thank you, each of you, for being here. We're going to be possibly editing the video, but otherwise we're going to post it so people can see everything they missed. We're going to post it on the House of Good Deeds page and on the event page, so you get to see the like the computer crashing or the audio dropping out whenever we were trying to say things, all the great stuff like that, turning on two phones in the same room and getting that awful echo. You'll be able to review all those amazing experiences when we post this again. Very exciting. Anyone else have anything to bring before the court before I proceed to close? All right, do it, Patricia. Funk. All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you. Please unmute everybody yourself, please. Let's say ciao, everybody, together.
Bye.
Ciao.
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 Ciao.